Hello and welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to talk about a couple of productivity tools that I'm using myself that is sort of helping me structure my day and just make sure that I'm always doing what I should be doing. Yeah, that's basically it. I'm sure that these tools can help you. That's sort of why I wanted to show you them. So let me just hop onto my computer and let me show you. Alright, first tool is Google Calendar. If you don't have a calendar and are running some form of business, I'm not sure how you operate everything, because I think having a calendar is crucial, especially if you're like having sales calls and stuff. It just makes everything simpler. As you can see, my calendar is pretty much filled up with different things. And this is just how I like to have it, because in this way, I can always go into my calendar and see where I'm at in the day and sort of see what I should be doing, basically. So yeah, it's pretty similar from day to day. And it's also because I've blocked these times out. As you can see, I have dedicated specific time periods where I want to have sales calls. And of course, where I'm sleeping, I don't want anyone to be able to book a call with me. So that's why I've also blocked them periods out so that people book a sales call with me at that time. I highly recommend that you do this for yourself. And if you have an agency and are doing sales calls, much first would just be to block out the time where you're not available. Of course, your sleep, and maybe you have a morning routine. Just basically block out the time you don't want to have sales calls. However, if you're a beginner, I always recommend to have as much space open as possible, because the more space you have, the likelihood is bigger that someone will actually book their call. So yeah, as you can see, I only actually have 3 days open for calls right now, which is not ideal. However, I'm just in the stage where I probably should get a closer for myself soon for me to just be able to do everything in the business that requires from me right now. Right now I'm blocking out 2 days because I don't want any sales calls here, because there's other stuff I need to do. But hopefully this can sort of change soon, so that either I'm taking all the sales calls and just outsource some other stuff, or that I get it closer. I'm not sure yet. But ideally, I have as many spots open as possible. As I said, I can just go in here every day, and it starts at 7 a.m. I wake up, I do my morning routine, and then I do some service delivery / support, just helping, sort of checking my clients' campaigns and stuff. 5 days a week, I have gym. When I get back, I have some small things to do, but then we get right on to the sales calls. Usually, I've taken a week in the future just because I don't want to show anyone's information that I've booked. But normally, this can be pretty stacked with sales calls. And by the way, if you want to know, because normally when you block out times like this, let's say this one, this will automatically be sort of that you're busy. But what I've done to the sales calls, because of course I want people to actually be able to book their sales calls in this block. So what I've done when I created this event was just that I made this free instead of busy. That way people, for example, if you connect your Google Calendar to Calendly, people can book in this time period. Let me just show you an example of this. If you go to my Calendly right now, and just sort of, we can take a discovery call. Let's say, all right, if we wanted to book for Monday, like these are the times that are available. Again, these are the times that are available in my calendar, because I have connected my calendar to the Google Calendar. I just think that's much easier, so that when I block out times here, either when it wouldn't be available for, maybe I have a dentist appointment or something like that, I can just sort of block that out and do it like that and just name it so that no one can book this time instead also, basically. All right, so here is another resource, which is called the War Map. And I want to give credit to Sam Ovens for actually creating this resource. I believe he also made a video about it, which you can check out if you want to. However, this is sort of a tweaked version of his War Map. Let me just explain real quick. As you can see, we have a dashboard, right score, and then all the months for the year. By the way, this is not my personal War Map, because will be written personal stuff in here and I don't want to show that. So this is just a template. I'll leave this down in the description so you can get it for yourself and make a copy of it. But basically what it is a way to plan the whole year. So as you can see here, there's like a calendar, and the great thing about the dashboard is you get like more bigger picture view. And as you can see, we have these colors right here. We just say it's the beginning of the year. I have a project to do. Let's say I need to build and launch an email campaign. And so just to sort of map that out in this calendar, what I can do is I take this color right here and write email campaign build. And then I can, let's say it's the 1st of January right now, and I plan to do this for 5 days. No, 3 days. It doesn't take that long time. What I do is I just mark that color in the same color. So then I can say, all right, for these 3 days, I will do the email campaign build. And then maybe for the 2 days, I need to do some, let's say, for example, set up a funnel. You can then type that here, set up a funnel, and you can just mark that in that color. In that way, as time goes on, you can always plan ahead. And that is a very useful tool because it's just very simple to just have it laid out exactly what you should be doing at each day. But yeah, that's basically it for the dashboard. It's not very complicated. So this sort of tab right here won't be in Sam Oven's original warm-up template. However, this is also something he has explained in another video, and it's called the RISE score. And it's basically a way to organize and list all out your project. And these can be the progress that you are sort of mapping out when you want to do them in the warm-up. RISE score, the RISE stands for reach, impact, confident, and effort. And you can always hover here and see reach means that how many customers will this project impact over a single quarter. Of course, it's estimates. So you just put that in here, like estimate that to be. Of course, the product name. Impact is how much will this project increase conversion rate when a customer encounters it. And so it's basically like impact the conversion rate. Confidence, that is how confident are we about the optimistic estimates for reach. If you're very confident about estimate, then it's high. And if you're not confident, it's low, of course. Effort is the total amount of time it will require from all members. To be honest, I don't use this as much for myself. However, it's still in here, so you can use it if you like. And then basically what you do, the RISE score is then a calculation. This is already in here for you. It will be a calculation of all of these. And then by the score, you rank it, which should be the highest priority. This example here, new webinar, got the highest score. That should be the priority 1. Then we got the second, 3rd, 4, and 5. So that's basically that. But here we have more main like month to month sort of dashboard. As I mentioned, in the dashboard here, we can see and set up sort of when we want to do things and have an overall view. But here we can actually, for each day, insert certain tasks and certain things we need to do for that day in sort of to accomplish these goals and accomplish the projects that we've set out for ourselves. So this is more day to day. Each morning, I actually go into my warm up. And then usually the night before, I've also planned and written out what I need to do, overall view for that day. And then I just review it in the morning, maybe add some, maybe remove some. So it's just great. And let's say this is today and I've done build funnel. And then once I'm done, I can just leave that there. And then I can just sort of cross it out when I've done it. So I can say, all right, that's ticked off. Let's move on to the next. However, another great thing about this is if, let's say I had this prepared and planned to do, like build the funnel for this day, but I didn't get done for whatever reason, something else came in the way and I didn't get that thing done. The great thing is I can just copy this, move to the next. And the thing about this is that when I copy it and move it to the next, I also always get reminded that I haven't done this task and I probably should do it pretty soon. So I don't need to transition it to the next day again. So it should sort of be a little bit of this. It should be a little bit annoying for the need to actually transfer these stuff you don't get done throughout different days. But that is sort of the point, because you always get reminded that, all right, I need to do this, I need to do this. And if it's something that's dragging out too long, you should probably prioritize that even more. But that's basically it. And this tool right here also got an automatic, it will automatically recognize what day it is. And today's date, it will also mark as yellow. So you always know where you are. It's just neat. Right here, you can have some main objectives. That can be anything, sort of projects you want to complete, sort of benchmarks like closing rates, appointment booking rate, whatever you have for that month or anything, and also some notes, which is just great. All right, on to the last but not least resource. Here we're all in Notion. This is simply like I've just created a sort of, I'm not sure what it's called, page or something, which I call the daily workflow. First of all, a calendar, and it includes a sort of template, which is my daily workflow. So what I do in every night, I make a copy of this, take it to the next day, go into that, and just sort of add things I need to do. This is basically stuff I need to do every day. And of course, there will be more that I don't do every day, which I can just add underneath this. It's just very simple. So I have one for each day. The difference between this and the warm-up is more bigger project base and a little bit more higher view. Because of course, I won't write in exactly everything I do in here. There's not enough space. This is more high-level stuff. But here I can actually include each and every single task I actually should do for that day. So as an example, what I do in morning routine, I check my Loom system metrics, Intland to AS stats. This is Swedish, so you won't understand that. Reply, engage, follow up, engaged, shower, meditate, breakfast, warm up, and something else. That's just something I do every day. It's just very, very easy for me to go in here and just check that off once I've done it. And here I have tasks that I do every day. These are just everyday ones, but things that come like add up. I just add this into the task session for that day. And it's just more of like a to-do list compared to the warm-up. But yeah, that's basically it. This is more to-do list, exactly daily workflow, sort of more higher level, but still you can put in stuff for every day, and sort of how to organize your life and just make sure, you can keep it organized, when you should do stuff and things like that. That is basically it for this video, and sort of how I actually plan out my days, how I manage to do the things I say I should need to do. Because one thing about sort of doing the work and actually doing what you need to do is that haven't planned ahead what you should do, everything is just much harder. Because when you actually need to sit down and sort of come up with the things you need to do beforehand, that is just very hard, and it demands a lot of willpower from you to actually just come up with something you need to do and just do it. Doing it like this, where I actually have it mapped out every single day what I need to do beforehand, I just wake up, go in here, all right, see the first step, and just go on and go on and go on. By doing this, I don't really need to sit there and try and think, oh, what should I be doing now? If I think like that, I can just go in here and see what I should be doing. It requires less discipline of me to actually do the things because, again, I can just look here and it's just easier. Hopefully, these help you in becoming more productive, actually doing the work and just planning your days. By the way, there will be a link down below. It's basically a funnel where I want you to book an appointment with me if you have a marketing agency and would like some more sales calls in your calendar. You don't have to do it. I don't actually care if you do it or not. I'm just letting you know that there is an option for that. However, I really hope you liked the video, and have a really, really good day.